Hello, how's everybody doing? Sunday night, 19th of June 2011. It's 5 to 11 at night, by the way. Okay, now, I skipped Superman 3 and Superman 4 because, well, me, you know. I've watched Superman 1, Superman the movie and Superman 2 from the Blu-ray anthology, and I watched Superman Returns tonight. And then I decided to do something that I haven't done I just haven't done since I've been watching the Superman movies, and that was to watch the deleted scenes of Superman Returns. And I have to tell you, oh my god, why did Bryan Singer not introduce some of these scenes? Why did he not leave them in the film? So I just want to talk a bit about some of these scenes that I've watched. Now it's interesting. The screen just went blank on my screen. It's going blank again. This is good fun. Hang on, I think I know why. I think that might help it. Right. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay. So deleted scenes. Okay. Wow. You'll remember the moments that Clark arrived back from going to see to look for Krypton after it was destroyed, and we see the scene of where he's actually in his crystallized spaceship. And let me just say right now, oh my god, I actually love the scene, because he goes back to Krypton. We see the planet's in its entire debris all over the place, and you hear his heart rate increase, and he finds the House of El symbol emblazoned across one area of the planet. But as he looks deeper into it, he sees shards of kryptonite, and then when he turns around to start to leave the planet, it's just kryptonite everywhere. And it really was such an awesome scene. It's just him going back to his home planet, and I think that scene would have worked perfectly in the film, because it just looks awesome. It really does look awesome, and I think that would have been an integral part of the movie as well. Plus, I even tweeted that I think it should have been in 3D, because that particular segment where he is flying away from Krypton, he plots a course back to Earth, and as he's going through the debris trying to escape all the kryptonite, I think that could have worked well in 3D. I don't care what anyone says, but that would have worked. Some funny scenes, one in particular, after he's returned back home, it's the scene after he's watched saw all the news on TV, and then Martha's asking him if he's going to go back to Metropolis and go back to the Daily Planet and everything, and then Ben Hubbard walks in, and this bit makes me laugh, because Ben Hubbard walks in with a bunch of flowers, and it's Wednesday night, and it's bingo night, and then Clark is standing there, and I tell you what, it was almost in true Christopher Reeve mode, right? There's Brandon Routh standing there looking at Martha and thinking, are you two dating? And it was almost as if to say, hang on, Dad's been dead what, how long? And already you're just moving on with another guy. And it was so great the way that Martha just went, Clark, no. Okay, no man is going to replace your father, but you've been gone for a long time, kind of thing. And this one particular quote, I even tweeted it as well, made me laugh, because I was like, you have no idea, Martha. She went, not even you could stop the world from spinning. Yeah, sure thing, Ma. Yeah, like your son could not stop the world from spinning. Anyway, so extra scenes as well included. Another one is after Superman has got rid of the rock that Lex Luthor was creating out into space. Perry White asks one of his colleagues, do we know where that rock ended up? And they said it settled in between, somewhere between Jupiter and Saturn, and they're trying to think of what to name it. I think Gibb called it Planet Kent or something like that, I don't know. And then it's as Lois is about to go to the hospital, Perry basically asks her, oh, well, what do you think we should call it? And she was like, well, I don't know, perhaps New Krypton. And I've already heard of New Krypton. We've heard of the phrase New Krypton before. If you've read the World of New Krypton series in the Superman comics, that's pretty much the planet that was set on the other side of the sun, known as Planet Krypton. And it is actually quite interesting that they called it that as well, because even watching that particular segment, you know, I thought, because you remember I've done a review of Superman Returns where I actually speak about the sequel that never was, that Bryan Singer was hoping to do, that we were going to get to see that new Krypton. Eventually it would have turned into a planet, it would have somehow built itself into a planet, and God knows how that was going to be used. But again, if only the sequel had been made. What other scenes were there? I'm trying to pick out certain scenes. Yeah, the bit after where we see him go back when he was a young boy, he's running through the field and everything. It's after he falls through the barn and he holds himself up before hitting the floor. You actually see the wires on his back. The wires are still visible, but it's not just that. He's then able to use his X-ray vision. He's learning to use his X-ray vision and everything. So that wasn't too long. Then there's the bit where Lex Luthor and his henchmen and Kitty are all going towards the fortress, and one of them turns around and says, "Yeah, you're right, Lex. There is some sort of unnatural weather pattern disguising the fortress." Well, it didn't really stop Lex from finding it, though, did it? So that wasn't much of a good way of hiding the fortress, was it? What else did we have? There were some notable ones. There's a funny outtake where Lex Luthor, you know, on the boat where Lex Luthor is, you know, says he's wrong like that to Lois. Well, he's pretty much doing outtakes of that. You've got Kevin Spacey just constantly doing outtakes of it. He must have said wrong about 30 times before I suddenly just sat there and thought, will you please just stop? Just get to the point, to say it right and then leave it. And it was just pretty much outtakes. But other than that, I would definitely, if you have got the Blu-ray, definitely check out the deleted scenes. I think the deleted scenes are also on the DVD anyway, so if you've got the DVD and you've watched it, let me know what you thought of it, and do you think that it would have been a good idea to have included the Superman going back to Krypton sequence? Because I look at it now and I still think, yeah, that should have been in the movie. That should have been in the finished and completed movie, because to go back to his home planet, to see the state that it is in currently, I mean, I'll be honest though, the way that it looked, I actually thought that there would have been less of the planet. There was actually quite a big chunk of the planet left, so I was expecting a little bit less to what we saw. But other than that, I still think it was a good scene, and I think that scene should have stuck in the film. But we'll leave it there. So let me know what you think, if you've seen it as well. And yeah, awesome. I will eventually watch 3 and 4, I just don't know when I can be bothered, basically. But yes, let me know what you thought. I'll speak to you later. Good night.